This is Ken Long at Tortoise Capital, continuing our ongoing swing portfolio update for April 3rd, 2016, starting with Apple. Framed that trade this week. Found support at the Dragon, edge of the river. Got our usual entry. Went through the swing high above the RL10 hump. That was very favorable. Got to our initial target. And has maintained that. I'm willing to look at this, at moving the stop to no lose plus dinner for 2 to lock in a gain on Apple. Excuse me, Apple. My next target's 113. That's on the basis of that previous Dragon hump up in here. So that's why we're. If we get above this, then I think it's free and clear. That's where we want to add a second position. Amazon, we took our 1 hour loss here. That was the leaving the river. Got our stop at the Bollinger Band mean. We reframed, re-entered, got the 1, 2, 3 entry here. We're still in the money. This looks good. So Amazon, just continue that position. Next up, American Express. Framed the trade here in a rising tide. Got our entry here. We're in the money. We're looking for the closing of the gap. We're just about there here. And the next one be this, just above this Dragon hump. I would look at adding a second position here, above 64.20. In good shape on American Express. Next up is Caterpillar. First good trade, locked it in. Second good trade, locked it in. Reframe this, got the 1, 2, 3 entry here. We're just slightly in the money with our stop is here at the just below the PSAR. So we're in good shape. We're looking for 79.40 and 81. Caterpillar's in good shape. This Columbia Pipeline, we made this initial trade here on the breakout above the that big move. So we're still holding it with our stop now at the second PSAR dot. This was a gift. We're just waiting for the payoff. Next up is Chevron. First trade cashed successfully. Second trade in the money. Third trade, get the 1, 2, 3 entry here on Tuesday. So we're in from 94.80 with a stop at 91.80. So a $3 stop. We're just slightly underwater. We'll just monitor. DuPont, pretty much sideways here for about 10 days. We bought the pocket trade. I like the strength in the material sector, so we're going to keep DuPont here and respect our initial stop. Dollar General, we bought the breakout of this channel and decided to resolve to the upside. So we're long from 85.50. We're free and clear above this RL10. So this is one I think could really go. Yeah, there's no resistance as far as the eye can see. So this one is at an all-time high and no resistance. Let's that one could end up being a nice long-term position. Dollar General. We are back in on the diamonds here. That should read one above our doji. And if we can get above 179 here, that's going to be very favorable. As we look back, that's above the hump of that Dragon. And then that's almost the all-time high. The all-time high up here, the hump of this Dragon, about 182 is what we're that's where I'll add a second position, but I like where we are right now in the diamonds. That looks favorable. Disney. This was our entry from down here. Ended up scratching. It came back through the channel. We got the RL10 leaving the river, so we got our entry from here. Dow, long from first trade here, second trade from here. We're still in the money on the second one. I really want to see it get above 52 even. Let me go back and make a correction on Disney here. I read my chart backwards. This is a 1 hour loss. This was going short at a violation of the Bollinger Band mean and stopped here for a 1 hour loss. My bad. So we are actually out of that trade. I had to consult my trade log. So back to Dow. Again, we're 2 positions in on this one. Both are in the money, in pretty good shape. No change. We just monitor. Devon Energy. We cashed 1 winning trade, 2 winning trades. I'm looking to see this turn into a pocket. I would like to be entering this around 27.50. So later this week, if we get a pocket trade up here where the Dragon and the 10 resume their upward move, I like this one probably around, that looks like it's going to be around 28 or so, but not later than 29. And the idea being the target up here at the hump of the Dragon at 32.75. So just monitoring Devon Energy. Emerging markets, we're back in. We've cashed 2 winning trades here. Third trade, we're long from 33.50. We're in the money, had a nice recovery on Friday. If it can get above 35.80, we're in good shape. We are long in Mexico from Tuesday after cashing, again, 2 winning trades. Still in good shape. They all had a nice recovery on Friday. Brazil, same thing. This one got in on Monday, in the money. If we can get above this little cluster right here, up around 20, north of 27.50, that's going to be very favorable. South Africa, no difference in on many of these. Look like the same trade because they're so tightly geared to the market. So still got our stop in. We're about a little over 1 hour in hand, looking for a move up to 56. Facebook, got our entry here. This was after we took our 1 hour loss like a champ, but the breakout in the pocket here, and we're now above 115.50 on this one, so we're an hour in hand. If it can get above this this little hump about 116.50, I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. I feel pretty good about that Facebook. And that's all-time high, so that's going to be a really nice position. China, 2 wins, long on the third one, still good to go. Google, we got our first entry here on the higher low, and second entry still working, so we're 2 positions in. If it can get back above this 250, or I'm sorry, 755-ish. I like that for a second, maybe even a third position. I like that the 270 is up and that Google has made the turn. River sloping up. Goldman Sachs, got our long entry here, our stop here. We're above this resistance. Across the 270, this is one I'll look to add a second one north of 165. Looking good on Goldman. Russell Small Caps up next. 2 wins cashed. Third one, now we're long here from 108. And we're at 111. This is on a $3.50 risk, so we're about 1 hour in hand. I'm looking to add the second one around 114. Real estate. Re-entry, so win, pull back, find support on the second day of strength. Got to get through this 78.30, and then it's free and clear. JP Morgan, pretty much dead money. We're long from here, and we're back to break even. Coca-Cola. Back long from Monday here, about 1 hour in hand, 3-month high. Yeah, we're in great shape here in Coke. That's going to be a long-term win. Lows, just all kinds of good. Long from here with our initial stop here, we're about 1, 2, 3 in hand on the first one. The second one is almost a little over 1 hour in hand. We're probably going to sneak that up to the to that low point, like up to the PSAR. That one could be really good. Yeah, it's got to get above 78.50 to really be dominating. So we're good with 2. I'm going to be profit preservation until we get through. This is probably a Zeno stop. McDonald's, awesome goodness here. First position here. Second position added here when it cleared the dragon hump. And we're deep in the money. I'll add a third position at 129. McDonald's. Looking like a growth stock. Never looking back. Man, that's good. 3M. Same thing, that we were late to the party on this one. We had other things in the metals and mining, but we're long from 164. We're in good shape. Again, if we can get above that, almost looking like an all-time high. So good shape on 3M. Microsoft, first position long from here with our stop down here. And we're still in the money. I want to get above this hump in the dragon at 56. Then I'll be thinking about a second position. Meanwhile, playing the stop pretty tight in here. Nike, this was our first trade. Bought the resumption here with our stop here. This one is about half an hour underwater. We'll just respect that stop. My decision is whether or not to go short on that if it fails. I think there are better ways to play short though. So Pfizer, just monitoring. Procter & Gamble, the second trade is in about an hour in hand. Here's our stop. There's our entry. It's really got to get above this to be decisive. But we're close. Tesla, great first trade. The second trade here. Stop is here. We're about an hour in hand. This was not, I didn't really like that at price action on Friday. I may move this one to no lose to get it through the first couple days of the week. United Health has done everything we asked it to do. So we're long from 118 and still motoring north, pretty nice. And it's all-time high right now. We'll add another position up here north of 135. Go Healthcare. Before we talked about, if you look back at some of the earlier discussions, if it was able to clear this hump, then that would be very, very favorable. And then you can see we got a real nice follow through because there's no resistance. Oil, we are short. This is that 6 condition owl script. So we've seen a nice move, and now we have an RLCO outside the river. We have the 10 has rolled over and crossed the the dragon, excuse me. The 30 has rolled over and is curling down, and the dragon is curling down. That gave us our entry short on Thursday. and we're well on the money on this one. I'm looking for a move back here to about 860. United Tech, long here from Monday. VXX, we cashed that 2 position short here. I'm slow to get back on this one. I've been letting my bias about this being a potential turning point in the market keep me from taking swing positions here. I've been looking to trade VXX and the XIV pair, but intraday only. I'm concerned about the overnight risk. You can see at certain turning points you get some enormous adverse moves, and so I don't really want to hold this one overnight. Next up is Verizon. Cashed our first trade, got the resumption on a 1, 2, 3. We're just about at break even on a tight stop. Walmart, cashed our first win, avoided the chop, got our entry here at 68 even, looking to get above 69.30. I'll add a second position at 70.5. Pretty tight stopper, a little over 1 hour in hand. Win, our favorite intraday. We got 1 and an exit, and we got the 1, 2, 3 re-entry, penetrating the dragon. That's the pocket entry right here, so may have been better to wait, but there it is. So we're here, and we're about 2 hour in hand. I'll add a second position north of 102, which is still our target to the upside, which we've had ever since back at this first entry around 69. XIV is that inverse of that VIX, so I did take this one here. So rather than playing XIV long and VIX short, we're just playing XIV long. Not trying to get that's really the same trade. So we're managing this one long in XIV, and we're 2 positions in on that one. One from 22.20 and one from 24.60 on a $1.50 stop. So we're in good shape. Well, quick run through the sectors. We're not trading any of these directly, but I do like to see the materials kind of consolidating. Energy has rolled over. You can see the pocket trade, the RLXD to the downside, and looking for 55 on this one. Financials recovered nicely. This forming a pocket trade. If this works, then we're looking for 24.50. XLI consolidating in good shape. Technology in great shape. Should have had more of that one. Consumer staples in awesome shape. This is consumer staples, I think. Yeah. That's in good shape. Just made the recovery. Still going to look for 72 on that one. Here's the consumer discretionary in great shape. Has cleared this hump and held for 3 days. The 270 has started to curl up. This is one I would look to add a position to. We own that one in the blended monthly and in the ETF2. Metals and mining, this great long run. We've cashed 2 trades, got the 1, 2, 3 re-entry. Long from here, we're just about at break even with the stop there. ExxonMobil, just monitoring. Don't want to be long this one. Energy is rolling over. So that's what we're looking like. The second round, not as clean and easy as the first big batch, but you can see we've mostly paid off, or getting paid in all of them, and have comfortable money in hand, except with maybe one that's underwater, and then the 1 hour loss in Disney. But that's not bad for the second leg up. We're still approaching that swing high, so I got some concerns, but overall we're in pretty good shape. This is Ken Long from Tortoise Capital. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry.